Welcome to the deep dive. We sift through the sources, pull out the key insights, and hopefully make it all stick with a bit of conversation. Today, we're looking at a story coming out of Bengaluru, India. It's fascinating, definitely a bit of a head scratcher. And it gives us some, I think, pretty surprising insights into the challenges of urban planning, maybe even worldwide.
Yeah, our sources are some recent news reports detailing this really striking, very immediate incident. We want to unpack this because it just perfectly shows these unexpected bumps in the road when you're developing modern cities. It's the story of a brand new solution, something everyone was waiting for, that almost instantly became, well, a very wet problem. And you might find yourself asking, like I did, how exactly did that happen? So that's our goal today, understand the what's and, maybe more importantly, the why. Okay, so let's jump right in. We're talking about this huge flyover in Bengaluru, 5.12 kilometers long. And it's a double-decker near the Silkboard area, which is, always buzzing. Now, a double-decker flyover, that's not just more road, right? It's pretty complex engineering.
Oh, absolutely. You're stacking traffic capacity vertically. It's designed for really dense urban areas to try and ease that congestion.
Exactly, like a vital new artery for a city that's constantly gridlocked. And here's the real kicker. This thing wasn't old, it was just inaugurated. July 2024.
Brand new.
Brand new, shiny, supposed to be this massive step forward for Bengaluru's traffic nightmare.
And what's immediately striking there is just the scale you mentioned, 5.12 kilometers, multi-level, combined with how fast the problem showed up.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of structure is an enormous investment. Money, engineering, planning.
Yeah.
Years of work.
Right. Huge chunk of the city's budget, I imagine.
Exactly. And the expectation, particularly for something aimed at fixing such a critical issue like traffic, is that it's going to be robust, resilient. So for a major flaw to pop up almost instantly after just one rain shower, well, it makes you look closer.
Yeah.
And the whole process, really, conception, design, construction, testing, this isn't about age or wear and tear, it's about D1 functionality.
And the descriptions from the sources are just perfect, because very soon after the big launch, it was a Monday evening apparently, there was what they called a sudden downpour. Not like a historic flood, just rain.
A sudden downpour. Common enough in that region.
Right. And this massive flyover, the key solution to traffic, turned into something else entirely. They called it a swimming pool. Can you picture that? This elevated road meant to float cars over jams, just underwater, static.
Yeah, the contrast is almost surreal.
It is. And that swimming pool description is so effective because it captures that immediate visible failure. And like the sources said, it wasn't just about the look, it caused severe waterlogging and traffic disruptions.
So it made things worse.
It is precisely. That's the real irony here, isn't it? The thing built to fix traffic jams ended up creating a massive jam and a hazard itself. It basically flipped the script. The solution became the problem right when people started using it.
It really shows how one system, failing in this case, likely drainage, can just completely undercut the whole purpose of a huge project.
Okay, let's dig into that a bit more, because that gap between the big promise and the messy reality, it's compelling. Our sources kept calling it this key solution to the city's traffic woes. And you have to remember, Bengaluru is a major tech hub, growing like crazy. Traffic there isn't just annoying, it's a real drag on the economy, on people's lives.
Absolutely. Hours stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
That's lost productivity, more pollution, just immense daily frustration.
So this flyover, it wasn't just concrete and steel, it was a symbol, right? A promise of a smoother future, easier commutes, hope, basically.
And that's what's so fascinating, as you said, that direct contradiction, the grand vision versus the immediate, very public flop. You have this massive project, sold as the answer, and it stumbles right out of the gate on basic function. It forces you to ask, okay, where did things go wrong between the blueprint and the ribbon cutting? And often, it's not just one simple thing like bad engineering, though that might be part of it. You have to think about, well, the pressure. Cities growing fast, needing quick fixes, political pressure to deliver visible projects.
Get it done quickly.
Exactly. And maybe budget cuts, things like drainage.
Yeah.
It's hidden infrastructure. It can be an easy target for value engineering trying to save costs.
Ah, okay.
But as this shows, you cut back there and the whole thing can fail. It's absolutely vital, even if you don't see it.
Right. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How does a major project like this, presumably with lots of planning, oversight, experts involved, how does it hit such a dramatic public snag so quickly? This isn't like years down the line, something wears out. This is like, boom, day one, practically, after normal rain.
Yeah.
It feels almost absurd, given the investment and what it was supposed to do, like that new car stalling in the rain analogy you used.
And the timing, as we keep saying, is just critical. inaugurated July 2024. Brand spanking new. Then, maybe weeks, maybe even days later, it's a swimming pool from a sudden downpour.
Which happens there.
Exactly. Bengaluru has monsoons. Intense rain is normal, not some freak event. This wasn't a 100-year storm. So the fact that this key infrastructure couldn't handle a common weather event, it points fingers, doesn't it, at the drainage design, or maybe how it was installed, or if it was even properly tested for real-world conditions.
Right. Was it just built to code or built for reality?
That's a great way to put it. Was it just meeting minimum standards, or was it actually engineered for Bengaluru's specific hydrology, maybe even considering climate change, making rainfall more intense? You really need to design for the predictable extremes, not just the average day.
So, okay, stepping back, what does this mean beyond Bengaluru for you listening? Maybe you're interested in how cities work, how we build things. This specific incident really opens up bigger questions, I think, questions that apply everywhere. It's not just one wet flyover. It's about the universal challenge of building resiliently for a future that's, well, unpredictable.
Yeah, if you connect the dots to the bigger picture, this single event highlights several key challenges that cities everywhere are grappling with. First, like we touched on, that relentless pressure of rapid urbanization. Cities are booming, demanding quick infrastructure fixes. Sometimes speed might compromise quality or long-term thinking.
Corners get cut.
Potentially. Second, it really spotlights infrastructure planning, specifically how we manage water in cities. This case screams for better, maybe even over-engineered drainage, especially where heavy rain is common. It pushes us towards more holistic planning, right? Thinking about traffic and climate impacts like intense rain together from the start.
Like green infrastructure, permeable roads, things like that.
Exactly. Things like permeable pavements, bioswales, not just relying on old school pipes. And third, it underlines how crucial rigorous real-world testing is. Models are great, but can it actually handle the stress? You see similar themes maybe on different scales in places like Houston with flooding or other cities facing climate surprises. It's a global wake-up call to reassess preparedness.
And that brings it back to you, listening. Think about your own town, your city, all the complex systems around you. Systems designed with good intentions meant to solve problems. This Bengaluru story is a reminder that even the biggest, most impressive projects can have hidden weak spots if we aren't careful. It shows that good intentions and smart engineering aren't always enough. You need that meticulous execution, that foresight for all scenarios, that truly integrated planning.
Absolutely.
It's kind of a nudge to look past the shiny surface and ask about those hidden vulnerabilities, isn't it?
It really is. These localized incidents, they offer these crucial universal lessons. They show the very delicate balance needed to build infrastructure that's genuinely resilient and effective in a world that's constantly changing. It's not just about building a thing. It's about creating a system that works, that can handle shocks, adapt, and keep serving its purpose without causing new headaches.
Right.
And that takes everything working together. Engineering, environmental science, good governance, transparency, making sure different city departments are actually talking to each other. Sometimes the problem isn't the design itself, but maybe the approval process or how funding worked, or just disconnects.
So quite the journey today. From this gleaming promise, Bengaluru's huge new double-decker flyover, the traffic solution, to its sudden, unexpected debut as a swimming pool, causing more chaos.
Yeah.
We've seen how fast ambition can run into reality, highlighting just how complex urban development really is. I think the key takeaway is needing to look beyond the easy answers, anticipate everything you can rein included, and demand that truly comprehensive planning for our city's future.
And maybe, as you hear about other big projects, wherever you are, approach them with that critical eye we've talked about. Don't just look at the impressive design or the promised benefits. Ask the tougher questions. How robust is it, really? How will it handle local conditions, especially with the climate changing? What checks are in place to make sure it actually works as intended? That kind of informed, critical thinking is invaluable.
That's a great point to leave everyone with. In this constant push to build bigger, better solutions for our city's problems, how can we, all of us, get better at seeing those unforeseen challenges ahead? Whether it's changing weather, budget squeezes, or just siloed thinking, how do we stop our best intentions, our smartest engineering, from turning into the next immediate dilemma? It's a question that definitely needs continuous learning and maybe a few more deep dives. Thanks for joining us for this one.